I am back because we are planning to be debt-free in 2023. Yeah, that's the new catchphrase. So I want you guys to follow me, join me on here so we can have some fun and silly a little bit. But the main goal is to teach you about how home-based businesses can improve your financial life. So tune in. Hey y'all, I know it's late. Y'all not used to seeing me up this late. I'm usually up. I'm just not usually on here. So I'm off work for another couple of days. I've been out for the holidays. Holidays was good, but towards the end it's been kind of rough. But you know what? I'm here to tell the story. That's all that matters. So my partner Tony flaked out on me. I ain't seen her telling him. No, I'm just playing. Tony Tony been doing the family thing. So we hadn't had a chance to go live. But before I lose my rhythm here, I'm like, let me jump on and say something, talk about something. But the fact of the matter is I was actually sitting here doing some work with my financial stuff. I'm a home-based business owner. So I'm always coming on here and promoting our product. I've been with my econ for 8 years. This will be 9 years this year. And we are a financial success company. So my business is to teach and share with others about financial success. So y'all hear me talking about it all the time. Right now I'm in the process of doing something and I got to slap my own hand because I fell behind on making sure that my cash flow manager, which is the software we use to track our expenses, is up to date. Now, the ideal thing for you to do, please do as I say and not as I do. Because the ideal thing for you to do, if you are a business owner and you are 1099, you are going to have to provide Uncle Sam with some documentation showing that you were conducting a legitimate business. So the cash flow manager is the product we sell that keeps you audit compliant. I have not, praise the Lord, been audited yet, but my partner Tony has. He had his cash flow manager information was up to date. He had nothing to worry about. And see, the thing of it is, if you spend a couple of hours a week, and it might not even take you that long, you can make sure that you put everything in. And when the end of the year comes, you're good to go. Me, being the procrastinator that I am, I ain't do right. I'm known for not doing right on a lot of stuff when it comes to that. But I'm also known for having my stuff together. So what's really happening is I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself on the back end because I'm having to go back and make sure everything is correct and I have not missed anything. So what made me hit the button is, I'm sitting here, I'm going over my expenses, I'm looking at when I go over my expenses, I pull up my checking account statement, I pull up my credit card statement, I go to my email, I go to, like, I'm an Amazon person, I order a lot of Amazon, I pull that account up. Any account where I know I'm doing a lot of money spending with, I'm double checking to make sure I'm not missing anything. So, lo and behold, tonight, I'm sitting here going over because it's true enough, there are a lot of expenses and memberships and subscriptions that I'm able to write off because I'm a business owner. But at the same time, even if you can write it off, if it's an unnecessary expense or a duplicate expense, why would you even want to spend that money in the first place? So I'm gonna tell you, I was sitting here tonight looking at expenses, and I realized that when I calculated it up, it came to $53 a month. $53 a month I'm spending on stuff that I'm not even using. Now, most of it was streaming stuff. Cause I had on here where I was paying 10.53 to Roku for BET Plus, 9.36 to Roku for Discovery. We don't even watch Discovery. Well, I'm gonna tell you what happened with that. Because I believe in calling and getting some straightening on some stuff too. So I called Roku to find out, am I being billed twice? Why am I having these two charges? So it turns out something was going on. You know how they get you with that try for so many days free, and then after this date the subscription starts. Well, whatever it was, I started it in. I did the trial ended in October, and ever since October, I've been paying $9 a month for some stuff I don't even watch. Because I asked, I said, what all is included with Discovery? Because I'm trying to make sure, how sometimes they'll bundle that stuff. And I'm like, let me make sure I'm not turning off something that I actually watch. But to be honest, I watch the same stuff all the time. So I knew it wasn't nothing that was pressing. So that was $10.53, $9.36. I had a couple of apps on here. Now, apps also, if it's an app that I'm using to promote my business, that's fine because I can write that off. But when I looked at one of the apps, I'm paying $10.89 a month for a video editing app. Since I bought that membership, I have acquired Canva, which I have to upgrade, and that's an annual payment. And I have CapCut, and I did the upgrade, the premiere package on that. So there's really no reason for me to still have the other video editor that I was paying $10.89 a month for. So cut that off tonight. What was this $9.99 for? I was paying $9.99 for. Oh, how about I was paying for the BET Plus on the Roku app and on the Amazon thing. So I'm paying twice for a station that I don't watch it once. So we cut that off. The last one was for, what was the last one? I can't remember which app it was. I think it was a streaming thing though. What was it? I was paying for another streaming thing that I didn't watch. I think it was Amazon Kids. I'm like, shit, my baby 13, I ain't got no kids over here. And she about done watch that anyway. So that right there alone is $53 that I was spending every month, not paying no attention, because even though I go in and check my account often, when I see certain things, like if it say Google or if it say, a valid name, I'm not necessarily paying attention. What caught my eye on this one is I was looking at my bank statement, and I was like, why is Roku on here twice? Am I paying for this twice? So that's what started that investigation. So after I did that investigation, that led me, I'm like, okay, if I was paying too much and throwing money away over here, let me check everything. So I went and checked my Amazon, because the year I'm working on, y'all, I'm on 2022. I know it's 2024 now, but I'm working on my tax information for that. And the reason I wasn't, in dire straits about it being late is because I know with me being a business owner, I now, since starting this business, I usually have a refund. Now, I don't want a refund. Trust me. I don't want no tax refund. Give me my money during the year. But, the refund is based on like money that's being taken out of your check. And whenever you have a refund, it means you didn't get enough taken out. So that is related to deductions like these that I'm talking about. Now, like I said, those apps that I use for editing and everything, that's a business expense. But I don't need 3 different ones that all can do the same thing. So even if it is a write-off, I mean, that's just being irresponsible to me to spend that money, and I don't need it. So I did that. The next thing I would advise you guys to do, go to your Google. I know a lot of us, and I'm not telling you to cancel anybody, but a lot of us have subscriptions and memberships to people on YouTube that may not even be active right now. Now, that's something I saw a couple of weeks ago. I was still subscribed to somebody, and that person was kind of like on a hiatus. So, um, and they had been on a hiatus for about a year, and I didn't even realize it. But the thing is, I didn't realize I still had the membership. So go in and check your memberships and make sure that everybody that you're a member of, you intend to be a member of, and you just haven't forgotten to go back and turn it off. And like I said, I'm not telling you to cut off anything. Who you choose to entertain you is who you choose to entertain. But if it's somebody that's just, a lot of times it's oversight on our part because we don't think to go back and check that type of stuff. So I advise you to do that too. So, this is where I am, and I'm gonna share my screen. Y'all know my computer is a bit of a hole, so it might kick me out, it might not. We'll see. So let's see. Let's add this to the screen, and it's gonna put me down here in the corner. So I just wanted to give you guys an example so you can see what I'm talking about when I talk about this cash flow manager. So the cash flow manager is a product of my business, and it is used to track your expenses. So if you can see right here, I put in from January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022. And I asked it to show income and expense because I track everything. I track both. Up here, you got some options for when you want to do a report or when you want to send it to your tax preparer, whatever. And then over here is where I would add new income or new expenses. So just to give you an idea, commissions. This is just money that I've made as a referral bonus or inviting people to join my business. And it's residual income because as long as they continue to be a part of my business, like I said, it's not enough to make me rich, but it's just a little thank you from the company for introducing us to these people. So that was for last 2022. So it gives you the total. I have the option of categorizing, or if I want to just do it by everything from January 1st to December the 31st, I can do uncategorized, and it's going to show it to me like that. So if we do it this way, you can see what I spent. And when I tell you, my home is my business because I am a home business. I have a home business. So things that I normally, if I didn't have this business, I would still pay for it. That's the advantage of having a home-based business. You can put those things in and track those. So my home security system, I have ADT, my rent, what else is it? Verizon, that's my cell phone bill, cable. I don't have cable. I have just internet. So this is my internet charge here. I'm missing something. Verizon. Oh, my utilities. It was $120 in January 2022. Now you see where I have here this hypo. This is an example of some of the bonuses of having a business. Now, I am active on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of those. Sometimes with TikTok, depending on what the promotion is or what I'm trying to draw attention to, I will pay $20 to get that particular TikTok a boost. They'll make sure they get it out to a larger group of people. They pretty much ask you, look, are you looking for to get more people to your channel? Are you looking to get more people to sign up for your product? Or are you just trying to build your views? And I just say, I just want people to see what I had to offer. So anytime we have something like the holiday promo or something big going on, I may go in, pay $20 and get that boost. Well, that's a business expense for me. So I'm putting that in here as and it shows it as advertising. And it was $20. The company that it pays to is called Pipo. and it's coming out of mine. Because the biggest thing about um, tracking your expenses for your company, they want to know who, what, when, where, why. So as you can see, I take care of all of these with um, when is going to be the date, what was advertising. Um, the cost here is $20, so that covers that. Who I'm paying it to, that's the company. And then I just have another spot here for notes. And usually in my notes, I include what account it came out of. Because, as if you can, I don't know if that'll open without it. Yeah. Okay. So, what I was trying to show you is if I click view the document, I actually scan in my receipts for certain things. Now, if it's something that oh, it's popping up on the other screen. Hold on, y'all. See if I can move it over here. It may not let me do it, but we'll see. I don't think it's gonna let me do it. But what I was trying to do was show you what the receipt looks like when I blow it up. But it's just the actual scanned in copy of the receipt, and it's stored as part of the record. So, that's a bonus. Like anytime I'm asked to produce a receipt, I've already got it saved in with the actual um, information that shows who, what, when, where, and why. So that's the importance of it. And now that I've clicked on this, I can't get the darn thing to do what I wanted to do. My bad, y'all. Y'all know technology. Because I'm trying to move. It's not showing on the screen y'all are looking at, but it's showing on my screen. Oh, come on, thing. I was on the roll. Well, let me try just closing it up. Maybe that'd be the best way to do it. Y'all bear with me. Let me see. If I close this up. Okay. I'm back. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so here that I was just gonna show y'all the copy, but these where you see this PDF, it's just a scanned copy of the actual receipt. So if I needed to show that, I can. So it looks like I did one on the 12th. I did another one on the 13th. That's $40 right there. Wages. I think I've shared with you guys before that my daughter is my employee. I hired her as soon as I started my business. She was 5 years old. And I know you're thinking, what can a 5-year-old do in a business? Well, you would be surprised because basically, initially I used her, it was more so me using her likeness, meaning I would put her picture on my posts. She did videos with me. And think about it. If you've seen the most popular one we think about is the Gerber baby or any of the cute kids you've seen on stuff, and you probably never thought about who is that child getting paid? Of course they're getting paid. Mom and dad is not letting them do that without getting paid, and they may not even be old enough to talk yet, but you're using their likeness. Think about my daughter; she was 5. I used her likeness on a lot of stuff, but I was also able to include her in my business presentations because she would, when I would have home meetings, she would sign people in, tell them come in, ask them if they want refreshments, stuff like that. So you can hire your child. if your child is under 18, they are not subject to Social Security or federal income taxes. So you don't have to worry about them having to do taxes on the money. So basically, my salary I pay her is $125 a month. That $125 a month, although it's a salary to her, it's an expense for me because that's money I have to pay to keep my business in operation. So that is a write-off. A lot of people don't know that. Check out if you don't believe me, go to irspublications.gov and look up publication 15, and it goes into detail about hiring family members. Okay. So, what else we got? My econ. The $34.95. Well, actually, it was $34.95 then. It's $39.95 now. Hey, J True, you up late with me, girl? Uh, I'm up here talking to people about, you know, I was in the process of working on some stuff, tax stuff, and I'm like, let me go on and hit the button to let people see I walk it like I talk it. I ain't just up here shooting crap. That this system works and I actually use it. So that's what I'm pretty much just going through some of the things. And yeah, I'm late. This is from 2022. But I was going over some of the tax deductions and things that I track on my cash flow manager, which is the app that comes with my business to keep up with my expenses and stuff. I need more money. Yes, we all do. And see, the first part, if you get a chance, go back and read about. The first part I was talking about is while I was on here doing this, I realized that there were some streaming things and some apps that I was paying a monthly payment for that I was not really even using. I just had kind of forgotten that it was coming out. And even though I look at them in my state, I see them on my statement and stuff, because it's a legit, if it says Google, I know I got stuff that comes out monthly for Google because I pay for the upgrade to Google Premium. Or if it says, Roku, depending on what it is. I know that's valid. So I wasn't really paying attention. And girl fooled around and saw that I was paying Roku twice. So I didn't have to get on the 1-800, call them, find out why I was paying twice. So I was just emphasizing, go in and check things, especially things that you put on auto, and make sure those are still valid charges that you want coming out. Because one of the things I had a video editing app that I was paying for, and I've had it for a while. But since I had that one, I've gotten Canva, and I've also gotten CapCut. I use CapCut a lot. So when I went back and looked, I'm like, really? I ain't even using Video Show no more. So I cut that off. That was $10.89 a month. So by the time I started calculating all of the stuff that I shut down earlier this evening, I took off $50 a month worth of stuff, and $50 is a lot when you look at 50 times 12 months that you just paying for no reason. And some of it was a write-off for me, but I mean, why even write it off if it's not something you need? I mean, cut that cord quick. So that's kind of where we are. So child, I'll be paying back next year. Should you start a business? Like, are you active on your channel? To start using your channel as your business, because that's what a lot of people don't think of it that way. But it's a lot of successful YouTubers that get 1099 that they can get these same write-offs that I'm talking about right now. So like for me, I was just saying, I pay my daughter a salary, pay her $125 a month for her services. What else? My econ, the monthly payment that I pay, that $34.95, that's a write-off. I can't have my business without having a website and all of the things that come with it, including this cash flow manager. So that's what that $34.95 goes toward. So I write that off. Every month it's on here showing that I paid it. And when it's time for me to file my taxes, that's a deduction because I need it to run my business. So it's almost like I'm paying it, but I'm not paying it, So I don't play that. I look at my statement. I look I look at my bank account. I go in and check my money on my account every day. But like I said, on some of the stuff, because I know it's like nothing out of the blue, and it might say $5. Well, cause like let me see, I had something that was coming out every month for $10.53, another one for $9.36, $5.39, $5.99, $9.99. Because those numbers were like, not significant, and I knew I did have some stuff that was coming out. I didn't really pay attention to the fact of, you know, do I really need this coming out? So anyway, the other thing I was talking about is like a lot of us, support a lot of YouTubers. I had to go back and check my YouTube thing because you know there were some people that I was had a membership with that hadn't been active on their channel for like maybe a year, and I didn't even realize it because I put it in there, it goes on auto. It's 199, 217. So anytime I open up my account and I see the 217, um, I'm like, okay, yeah, because I know I got some membership. So I wasn't really putting a whole lot on it. But then I had to go back and look at those memberships and see, I ain't seen this person in a while. And I'm like, wait a minute. So then I had to go, I went in and discontinued some of them. So like I said, I'm not telling you to cancel people, but know who you're paying to see every month. You know, we get so caught up in the automated stuff. I know I do because it makes my life easier. But then I try to stay on top of it by checking my account every day. But stuff slide. Sometimes stuff get passed. I started putting content on my channel, but I'm not monetized ever. But I'm still. Let me tell you, the definition of having a home-based business or whatever is that you keep good records and you attempt to make a profit. Every time I hit this live button, I'm attempting to get people to come and watch. I'm attempting to get people to hear what I'm talking about. Whether or not people come and watch, I did my part. So, and my proof is I have the recording. If anybody wants to question, is my channel a valid channel? Do I actually be on it? They can go back and look at all. I think I got over 500 videos on my channel. They can go back and look at all of them and see I wasn't on here playing. I was on here attempting, So it don't have to. You may not be monetized yet, but the work you put in. Think about it like this: if you decided you wanted to open a bakery because you love to bake. You go get the building, you get the supplies, you start the business, you make some stuff just to have it display, like you might have cookies, whatever, and then certain stuff you make it based on orders, right? Well, even if nobody come in there and buy that stuff, you still spent money on your business, making it, whatever furniture you bought for the place, whatever you're doing for the upkeep of the place. So it's not always based on monetization. It's based on, are you attempting to make a profit? Now, if you had that same business for 5 years and ain't nobody bought shit from you since day one, you know, they still gonna look at it as a business, but they gonna be scratching their head like, she might want to try something else. She ain't making no profit because you're gonna get those write-offs and everything, but it's gonna end up being what they call I forget what they call it. But anyway, it's like you still have to, they still are going to count the deductions, but you're not really making a profit. So at some point you gotta figure out, okay, am I still gonna do this? But I forget what that's called. It lives me right now. Let's see. I call Peacock charging me for 8 months. Now Peacock, I'm sitting here now trying to decide. I went ahead and paid extra for Peacock because there were certain programs that I love on their channel, and they don't do no commercials and stuff like that. So I was like, I'll pay $5 for that. But I ain't been watching a whole lot of Peacock lately. So it's time for me to decide if I'm finna cut the cord. So, there's some more of that You got to make some business decisions on my part. But for now, I'm sticking with TikTok because it's got some of my favorite shows on there that I really like. Okay, what else we got on here? Okay. Sometimes, you hear me and Tony talk about we doing the promo. You can get started for $9.95. But we'll tell people if you really don't have the money to get started, we have a coupon that we can use. Well, I personally have to go in, like maybe at this point it was 19.95 to get started. And whoever I was talking to really wanted to get started during the special, but they just didn't have it. So I was like, you know what? I give you a coupon. So I took my money, went in and bought the coupon for 19.95. That is still a business expense. So I'm putting that on here for a write off because I didn't just hand nobody $20. I was giving them 19.95 to get the business started. So there was another one. We already saw the security system, all of the things like I put on here anything because I look at it like this. This office is my business. Now, the office is attached to the house. I can't have the office and not have power. I can't have the office and not have all the stuff that comes along with it. So they're not gonna reimburse me the full operational. Like if my power bill is $120, of course they're not gonna reimburse me $120 because they know I ain't spent every one of them 31 days on my business doing this work, but it's usually a percentage. So I still track it, put it on here, and then, when my tax preparer goes in, they get down to the what percent and all that stuff. My job is just tracking it, make sure that I have a receipt. Now I don't really keep receipts for like ADT or the utility bill because that's an expense that any given time I can go pull my bank record and it's on there every month. So it ain't like I pulled that number out of the thing out. So for things like that, I may not keep a receipt. But like for this coupon thing, yeah, I'm gonna keep a receipt of that because who knows, they might think I'm making it up. So I make sure that I got a copy of it so they can see who, when, where, why, and not try to get stank with me about writing it up. What else we got? Okay, charitable donation. A lot of people don't think about it. I'm gonna go back and sort this again by category so I can kind of give a better view of specific. Okay, that was commissions, advertising. So all those charges for when I did a boost on my TikToks and stuff. Now my regular, if I had done it as just a regular TikTok, usually my TikToks would get me about 200 to 300 views. But if we doing some type of special where you can sign up today, if within the next 7 days for $2, because this is something we don't usually do, I'm gonna go ahead and pay that $20 for them to like boost it. And that way, where the usual 200 people might look at it, I'm gonna get 2,000 to 3,000 people looking at it. And out of those people, who knows who might just not decide to go ahead and get started. So for me, it's a good investment. And like I said, I can write it off because it's a business expense. So I include that with advertising. Business coupons. Okay, charitable donation. A lot of people don't think about it, but those add up too. Now, throughout the year, I'm always donating to, if I think it's a worthy cause, whether I can write it off or not, I would more than likely still donate to it. But this one, I did something for No Kids Hungry, Smart Girl Inc. I think that was something my niece for her school fundraisers. And see, with those school fundraisers, usually with those, and I've got the receipt for why I made the donation, but those are like, what do you call it? 503, whatever. And okay, thank you for hanging out, J True. Yeah, check it out tomorrow and see what you think. Good night. I ain't gonna be on here much longer. Okay, so here you can see charitable donations. I've got Greater Grace Church. That was like maybe somebody I saw on uh Facebook or whatever that I'm affiliated with that was taking up donations. Any amount I put on here, American Cancer Society, Liberty Middle School Choir, Math Speaks. All of these are different things that I've donated to. And it turned out to be $216 in donations. That is um, a deduction, you know? Now, the only thing I'm not clear about, I have given to quite a few GoFundMe, but I'm not 100% on the GoFundMe as to whether how they validate if it was an actual charitable donation or not. So because I'm not sure on that, I didn't include those on here. But for those established charities that I know are charities, I do include those on here. Communication, that's just a cell phone bill. Dues and subscriptions. Okay. Dues and subscription. Um, StreamYard. I am on StreamYard as we speak, doing this right here. So obviously, I do use StreamYard to operate my business. So I pay for the package where it's $240 a year, put it on there. Now I could not find a receipt, but because I know it's a charge on my card or whatever, I can show proof. But I would have preferred to have a receipt for most of these dues and subscriptions. Here, McAfee. That's my. I'm sure everybody's familiar with them. They do the security suite. So every year I renew that, try to safeguard the computer from viruses and stuff. How well that stuff work and whether I'm being overcharged, I don't know. But it's one of those things. I've got it. If something comes up, I can show proof and whatever. Okay, GoDaddy. I've heard a lot of people not GoDaddy, but um, I have set up websites on GoDaddy, and the one that I created for my daughter, the annual subscription fee for it is $323. But we have had sales and people that make orders from there. Now I'm dropping the ball on the one for um FF 101. That's my own personal website, and I have not put a lot of work into that, so it is not even published yet. But because I'm paying that fee and it's for business, I do record that what I have to pay every year to keep that going. I don't know what this was from GoDaddy, but apparently I thought it was worth it. I paid $60 to have that added to some type of renewal protection. The travel business. Now with my econ, we can pay an additional fee a year to not only have the regular business, but to be a travel business too. Travel business got really big. It's probably been big, but as far as I'm concerned, I started hearing more about it over the last 4 or 5 years. So with that travel business, I can help people book with booking information for hotels, flights. There are some Airbnbs on there. Anything that you would go to a travel agent to do, I have access to that through my business now. Even if I don't travel and I use it for other people, I get points for that, and those points can be used towards goods and services. So it's like a little side hustle, is what I consider it, because I have used it in 2023. I want to say about 4 different times. I didn't actually travel, but like somebody in my family was traveling, and I used it to book their thing. So when you think about the overall savings, because they have 110% um, price guarantee. So if I'm paying $90 a year for something that's saving me a couple of $100s a trip, it paid for itself. So I couldn't like sometimes in business it's not about what you get, it's about what you let slip through your fingers. And I felt like, okay, I can't pass that up. Especially if I can write off the membership. So that's why it's on here. I'm writing it up. Okay. What is this? Jib Jab. Jib Jab is one of those, and I don't think I'm gonna continue it after this year. It's another one of those apps that lets you like put your face on the little stuff to make it dance and everything. I used it a lot a couple of years ago. I didn't really use it a whole lot this past year because, like I said, I got those other things. So I think I already canceled it. But this is from 2022, and I paid $36 for that year. So it's the right. I'm gonna get that right off. So just in dues and subscriptions alone, so far I got over $1,000, and that's for things that if I didn't have a business, I would still have McAfee protection thing. I wouldn't let my computer go unprotected. Um, whether or not I would have the website, probably not. But thing of it is, it's business, and it's a write off. Next is equipment. Now, I don't care how much I spend on stuff. It went for $17, but I paid that $17 out of my hard earned money to get scan this extra storage space for my cell phone. So of course, that cell phone is the phone I'm using right now to do this video, to save stuff on. So business expense is going on here. And what we got? Asurion. Okay, I had an issue where my phone the screen got cracked. I had to do the replacement. I used the Asurion for my Verizon phone. It used to be, and I'm tripping off it is, it used to be $50. If something happened to your phone, you paid that $50, they sent you another phone. Now it's all the way up to 200 and some dollars. I'm like, shoot, I could have went out and bought another phone. But um, because I need that phone to operate my business, that $229 charge that I paid for that insurance deductible with the Shurion goes right here on my you know, tax expense report. Okay, we already talked about the monthly $34.95. We talked about the security system and the internet. I cannot do my business without the internet. So initially, I had a bundle where it was home phone, internet, and cable. Well, I let the cable and the home phone go because I really was not using it enough to keep it. And that's one of the things you gotta make smart decisions. It had got to a point where my bundle was like close to $300. And I wasn't even watching half of the stuff, and I wasn't using that home phone pretty much either. So I made the decision to cut that, kept the internet, upgraded the internet to like business class. So that's why it's a little bit more expensive, but the internet is 100% write-off, you know. So I didn't mind taking that up, knowing that that's going to be right off. All right, what else we got? And my rent, even though they're not going to give me the full amount of my rent, I put the full amount on there, and they base that on usually when you're doing your taxes, they're going to ask you like the length and width of the room. It's calculated based on how much of that office space is included in the overall. So it's like a percentage. But my point is I'm putting the whole thing on there so y'all know what percent you basing it on. Okay, here's my utilities. You see it arranged. And let me tell you, as far as some of these, okay, there's nice salary. Okay, so that takes care of so far, and I'm still going through my records to make sure I haven't missed anything. But so far, it's looking like um, my total income from my home-based business for that year, and I haven't tracked everything, but so far, $75. The expenses so far, $29,482. Now we know that's not the complete number because, like I said, on certain things it's gonna be a percentage, but that's just the total based on what I put in here. Um, I have not put my mileage. And one of the things with me, I work from home. I do travel some with the business, but I have to specifically write down my starting mileage and my finishing mileage to know. And then because I don't travel a lot of times I will not report. You have an option. You can report your mileage or you can report your um vehicle expenses and stuff. A lot of times for me, it's more lucrative because I'll spend more on oil changes, new tires, windshield wiper. Um, every now and then I got to get a battery. That is gonna come out a lot of times more for me than the actual mileage because I don't have to drive a lot. You track generally you should track both, and then usually your tax repair will go with whichever one is the more um the higher number. But I haven't put all that in yet. So like I said, I'm not done with this. Because I don't even have any of the expenses on here for car repairs and stuff. I gotta go back and add those in based on my receipts and everything. So the good part about it is with this you got all of your information and your receipts in one place. And as far as certain items, I can show you, let's see, not on something that is random, but like for example, my cell phone. This and my utilities and my rent and different things like that, I can go in and put it in one time. And you see here, this is where we put all the information in. I can go down here at the bottom and I can hit recurrence. So what that's going to do is going to allow me to say, okay, my cell phone bill usually is due on the 6th. So it's going to set up a recurring expense that on the 6th of every month, I will, it's going to automatically add whatever charge I put in for um, my cell phone bill. So I don't have to go in and type that in every month. So things like that that I know is going to be on an ongoing basis, I put it in one time, I put it on repeat. Now what will happen, um, as you can see, well, not so much with the cell phone bill, but like with the utility bill, every month is not going to be the same amount because it depends on how they read that bill. So all I have to do when it comes to that is um for utilities, I just go back in and update it. Like it but like if it was 117 this month and it's 127 next month, I'm just gonna go in, pull up that specific day and update the amount. But it's like with my cell phone bill, is right now I think it's 150.75. It's that on the dime every month. I put that on repeat. I ain't gotta go back in and look at that anymore. Okay. Same thing with this 34.95. It comes out on the 17th of every month. I put it in there one time 8 years ago, and every month it puts it on there. Now, what it will do when I first open up the thing, it may ask me to, and I don't think it asks me to do that. It'll ask you to verify that you still are doing this every month. You'll just hit yes, and it'll, keep it going. But that's its way of double checking to make sure you still want this expense on here every month. Now, dues and subscriptions, uh, I don't do that on repeat. I usually just keep the receipt, and that's what all these in red are. So I can have the specifics. But like I said, utilities, monthly stuff like this, you are not really gonna see where I have receipts on those because those are repeat expenses that pop up every month. And like I said, with the internet, I know it's $78 every month. With the ADT, it's the same amount every month. I don't have to go back in and look at that. But for utilities, okay, 120. At one point, it was down to 137, 103. So that is something that I will go in and update. But pretty much that is how this cash flow manager works. It allows you to go in and update. I can change the date if I want to go back all the way to and tell it to pull up everything from the day I started through today. It will do that. But usually I look at it a year at a time because usually when I'm doing my taxes or whatever, I'm just looking at a single year. So I put in start 1 January 1st, 2022, December 31st, 2022, and capture everything there. And when it's time to file my taxes, all I have to do is go over here where it says report. There's a printable view. If I don't want to print it, I can save it and send it as an attachment. Either way, everything's there. My tax preparer loves it because I've taken out all of the questions asked and stuff that people usually have to ask. If it happened, it's on this paper right here. So that's why I call this the bread and butter of the business, because the thing about it is, um, when it comes to getting write-offs and validating your business, it's all about proof. You got to show and prove. So if you don't have receipts, or if you can't show that these were valid purchases, they're not gonna believe you. They're not gonna take word of mouth. So you got to be able to show, and that's what this system does. It combines all of that, and you can use it for more than one business. For example, I keep one for, if you see here, um, I've got, these are like individual years from my econ. Um, I also keep a list of that year I had some non-tax deductions. I I have professional certifications that I have to keep up with. Those are write-offs as well. So I created a file just to track, you know, my CEU recertification fees, because that's not cheap. I just spent almost $300 recertifying in December. Best believe that's going on this tracker. Um, Also, I shared that we started the business in 2020 during the pandemic for our daughters. So I have I had a separate one for that. I didn't want that to be combined with my econ, even though technically it's all coming out of the same pot. But I wanted to be able to show um, expenses that were specific to tie and knives essentials versus everything else. So here you can see when we first started, um, I got the Elf Yourself because it was a kid's business. That app is great for drawing attention for kids. So it was 63. I track everything. Vistaprint, when we ordered, we had some, like I said, it was during the pandemic. We had masks made with tying 9 essentials on it. $98 for those. That goes in here. The website, GoDaddy, I had to pay them. The first year to get started was $259. Okay, here you'll see we checked postage, because not only do we have the product, we have to box the product, ship it out if it's not local, and get it through the mail. So of course, tracked all of those postage expenses, supplies. When it comes to supplies, we had to order the product, the hand sanitizer itself. We ordered essential oils to kind of give it a better scent, because some of those hand sanitizers are like, ugh. But anyway, we had to get stick labels. We created our own logos. We had to order bottles, all of it. So all of those supplies that we got from different vendors, we had to use, and I kept all my receipts. And so it took, for supplies alone, to jump the business off that year. We spent over $1,000. Did we sell over $1,000 worth of product that first year? No, but because we have receipts and we can show that we were attempting to make a profit, and these are business expenses, we were able to write those off. No issues with that. So anyway, I just want you to see that you do not have to have our business just to use this. You may have other businesses. You may do Mary Kay. You may do paparazzi. You may do your own candle business. Whatever business you have, you can create a cash flow manager file for that business and track your expenses. And you'll have that record keeping forever. Now, this is also a standalone product we sell. So if you are not interested in the whole business package, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, because for $34.95 you get a lot of stuff. But anyway, if you only want to get this package, you could do that. And that is, I want to say, $9.95 a month just for the cash flow manager. And I have had people like my sister-in-law, she had her own business. She just wanted to get the cash flow manager for tracking, so she ordered the product and she was paying for that. So that's an option as well. But my phone is down to 12%, and plus I didn't want to be on here super, super long anyway. But I just wanted y'all to see realistically how good our cash flow manager is and how useful it is and how many things that you may not have thought about that you can write off that you can write off. So I went over quite a few. I'm still not done. I'm still going through and looking for things I missed. Like I said, I know there are some I probably bought a battery that year. I knew I probably bought some tires. I gotta go and find all that and enter that. I keep a file with receipts, but at the same time, also since this is a phone app, at the time that I make the purchase, I can take a picture of the receipt and it's gonna automatically go in here. But a lot of times, if I'm at a business where they have an option to email me a receipt, I'll let them email it to me because then I can just create a file, put all those expenses in it, and I'm good to go. So anyway, thank y'all for joining me. Um, have a good rest of the week. I hope you had a good holiday. And maybe I can get Mr. Clopton to quit holidaying and come back with me maybe tomorrow. You know, we used to do Tuesday and Thursday. So we'll see how it goes. But y'all have a good night and thank you for joining me. Bye.